that we are recording. So I created this application. It's a kind of simple one without so many fancy things. So basically, when you enter, you put your name, and then you have like welcome here, welcome better, for example, and then you have the user list. And also, if you want to create a user, you can create. Okay. And then you can log out, and then, for example, log in again. I will log in with the other name. This is my nickname. Okay, so welcome to reception. Okay, I can log out. I cannot edit a user yet, but maybe in the future we can do that in this application. But for now, no. So if I want to add a user, for example, I don't know, Roberto, age 30, and then we have the name here, and then also the age here. So what we did, let's see if I can show you the screen. I think that I can. So it's basically I created a new application, a new Angular application, and I'm not using routes yet, but well, I manage that without using routes. So I will show you. Basically, I have a component called login, right? When I show the login for the user, kinda login when you put your name. So here you put your name. I think that you can see. So I created a component. I use Bootstrap 4, guys from Bootstrap 4. That's for you. And also for Ezekiel, I know that you like it. Okay, I created a component here. So in G class, I taught you yesterday that. So here is the class disable. No, I'm adding the disable class to this component, and also I'm giving some CSS classes, and also I'm setting the event click to activate this login user, and also I want to show you the next class. We are going to see this guy, two-way data binding, that allow us to send information from the component from the TS file, and the TS file from the component, the HTML file. Okay, so here, for example, I have the username. So when the user clicks in login user, we emit an event. So how do we do that? How I manage to make the components to communicate between themselves? We use the input and output decorators. So if you want to send information into the component, you use the input, but in this case is output, because I want to send information from this component to a component above this component, not below. Okay, so as I'm using the login component, okay, here inside the app component, I'll show you. Okay, so if there is no user, so that's how I manage that. If there is no user, I'm going to render the app login. Otherwise, I'm going to render the else, what I taught you also yesterday. I render the else, where I show the whole page with the nav bar on the top and all this stuff. So here I have the user login is an output. Okay, so as you can see here is an output. So I attach that to an event inside the app component outside the app login called on login. And also I pass this guy as a parameter. This guy is all the data that I'm sending between the login component to the app component. Okay, so when I do this emit here, and everything that I put here, in this case is a string, but we can be whatever you want to. In this case is a string. I am emitting a string for the father, and then I'm getting this string and setting it to the username. Okay, so the username now has the property that we pass. Okay, so let me show you this running. So let's try it over. So now we don't have the username field. So now when I put the name here, and also I put some validation. If the username is bigger than 5 or 6, I guess I remove the class disable. Okay, so Umberto. Now when I click enter, I fill this property called username. So now we have the username inside it, and now we can. This is just for testing. I don't need it anymore. So now we can show the page for the user. Okay, so now when we have the page to the user, we show it. We have the app component here. So I have the navbar, and also I can create a component to nest that. Okay, and now here is where I show the content. Okay, so in the top I have two links, actually three, right? I have the user list, the login, the user form to create a new user, and also I have the logout. Okay, the logout just clean the variable, the property called username. If the username is empty, is blank, we do not show anything, and we hide everything, and then we show the login page. Okay, and now I I'm just saying that because we are going to talk about it in the next class. So I want to show you everything that we can cover, and that's my idea for the future. I will stop here. That's not nice, I know, but it's just to show you a little bit that what we can do with Angular for now. So I think that now in the next class we are going to talk about the fourth type of binding. That is the two-way data binding that I was owing you. I spoke about that, but I didn't actually use it. So we are going to configure that. We are going to use the input and output communication between the components. So if you want to send information for the father, use output. If you want to send information to the component, from a father to the component inside, is the input. So here, for example, I will just show you, not explain 100%. So here I have a user list, and then I have a user list item. So the app component renders if is the active page is a user list, is the user list. I will render the app user list, and then I will pass the list of users that I have. In this case, I have just 3 users. It's just mocking. Okay. Let me go back. So I'm sending this list to this component, so this component can manage this data, this object. Okay. So now I got all that I need, and then with this information, now I can grab all this information and manipulate that. So inside this component, the user list component, I go one by one using the directive ng4, and one by one, and I render the component called app user list item. Okay, and also I'm passing the object here that I have inside this array. Okay, one by one. Uh, in a property called user list, user item. Okay, so the user item is also a input property from this component, and now I just need to render it. I render it as a okay, and then I show all the information that we are seeing here. Oh, we stopped the application. What's happening? Oh, okay. So I know what's happening. Blah, 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 blah. I screw everything. Sorry, guys. Let me put something here. Okay, now everything is going back to work again. Okay, so now Umberto, and then okay, I have 3 items inside my array, and then I'm rendering 3 items here. Okay, 3 items. If I want to add a new one, Rodriguez with Z. Okay, Uruguay. 15 years, example, add, then we have here Rodriguez and also the age 15. Okay, guys, I hope you like understand a little bit. If not, you can send me a message. I hope you like it, and then I'm looking forward to see you in the next class.